Hello, everybody, and welcome to Short Pit, a NASCAR podcast. I am your host, Caleb Chesney. Alongside me, as usual, my co-host, Chris. Chris, how are we today?
We're doing all right, sir. Doing all right. How about yourself?
In a better mood than recent weeks?
Yeah, we'll take it this week.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. Cam and BR alongside us as usual. Guys, how you feeling?
Fine.
Awesome. Love it. Well, we had a race in Mexico City this past weekend that wasn't short on action, but it was mostly an ass whooping. SVG gets his first win of the year and probably the most predictable race win so far this year. We knew that this road course was going to suit him, and he put belt to ass on everybody else, and it wasn't really close from the jump. So we'll get into that as much as we can. There were some fireworks post race. Chris and I have a get right moment. We have a driver with some serious questions that half of us are finally getting on board with. And yeah, was there anything else that I missed from this?
Pocono.
Pocono, right. But what I was thinking is we'll talk about if we should even come back to Mexico in 2025. If you ask Carson, host of our pre-race, he would have said absolutely the fuck not. But that's neither here nor there. Let's start off with the race. Chris, SVG, belt to ass. Takeaways, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it. After he clinched the pole, I kind of was like, well, there went that. Then the rain came, and I was like, maybe there's a little bit of hope, but then there was no hope. It was kind of interesting, though, to see Ty Gibbs kind of just taking off at one point during the race and hearing even like SVG comment on it. I mean, it was a road course race. I mean, like we all kind of said last week, this racetrack was going to fit SVG's style, just like Chicago did the first time we went there, and he, showed that his skill was good. But yeah, I think it's a road course. That's it. That's really all I have to say at this point.
It's a road course indeed. Cam.
I mean, I thought it was a good race. I thought it was a little too long. I felt like they got the lap number a little. They went a little overboard with that. It could have been a 75 lap race. I mean, when Formula One comes to the circuit, they don't. I mean, granted, their races are shorter, but they don't anywhere near the amount of laps. Like 100 was a little ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, it was a Shane Van Gisbergen show, and I think a lot of people kind of just assume that. Like Chris said, with the rain, all the rain does in most cases is just make the gaps between the haves and the have-nots larger. And a guy that said before the race that he called up Max Verstappen on how to race in the rain at this racetrack because he just knows the guy, I guess. It was, I mean, it's not surprising. The only guys like y'all alluded to, the only guy that seemed to have anything for him was Ty Gibbs that was only on new tires. As soon as the tires weren't at all, it was over at that point. But in terms of the racetrack itself, I thought it was good. That was a good race. I mean, I'm not typically too impressed with most of the road courses on the schedule, and I mean, it's better than Sonoma.
Sonoma, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, I think. BR, anything to add as far as Mexico City discourse?
I thought the track layout was fun. Like the stadium part looked really cool. Where they're coming in through the gap of the stands. I thought that was really fun. But other than that, no. I mean, Chris and Cam said it was good, but it was a road course.
Nope, totally agree. Like Cam said, it's better than Sonoma. I like it better than the Roval. I don't like it more than Coda. That still holds a special place for me. I really love the racing on that. Watkins Glen, obviously, hit or miss. But yeah, average road course day. Shane Van Gisbergen comes in and whoops everybody's ass. Probably would have happened the same way if there was a late race restart. I just think he had everybody's number. There were some interesting battles through the pack that I thought were interesting. Like one that stands out to mind is Blaney versus Chastain versus Eric Jones versus whoever else was in that little formation there.
Yeah.
Briscoe, that's right. Some weird strategy calls with Cindric and Busher staying on slicks actually worked out for Cindric for a little bit. Busher immediately, fuck not, absolutely not. But yeah, overall, I don't want to say a lackluster race because it was entertaining for the most part, but largely agree with Cam. You can cut down the lap numbers, absolutely, no doubt about it. And yeah, so with that, we'll get to the more interesting stuff on the board. Chris, I will start with you where we start because you built the script. Where do you want to go first and foremost?
Yeah, we'll just talk. Let's talk about Stenhouse and Carson Hocevar.
Do you want to give us a preview? You want me to just dive right into it?
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and dive right into it.
Okay. You know, setting the table for these people, they're going to have to be grown-ups and do it on their own.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's okay.
So here's what happened here on I don't know why we got it from Seabell's Cam. Or it's not Seabell's. This is Ryan Truex's Cam. Sorry, I remember the purple Yahoo 20. Totally forgot about the 11. Shout out to Ryan Truex, by the way. I forget where he finished on the day, but couldn't have been. It was bad. Okay. Anyways, here is Carson Hocevar versus Ricky Stenhouse Jr. again.
Didn't like what happened in Nashville, but he definitely like what's happening here. That is not going to work between the two.
That's going to definitely have some implications post-race.
Stenhouse. Implications. I like how you said that.
Stenhouse went up to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I want not Stenhouse's. I want Hocevar's camera for this because Ryan Truex didn't really tell me anything.
Nope.
But it is what it is. And they obviously had words after the race. Junior was absolutely right. There was some post-race fireworks.
You're a lap down. You got nothing to do. Why are you going right into me? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I want to be fast. I want to get back in the States.
I will beat your ass when we get back to the States. Chris, your thoughts?
I want to see the logistics of it mainly because Ricky's like 5'10" and Carson's 6'4", so I want to see
5'10". Is he?
Yeah. Well, according to Google, Cam, it says he's 5'10".
I was because he looks short as hell when you see him.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to see the logistics of it. I want to see how he's going to swing on Carson. But I mean, it's like Cam kind of touched on it before we started. It was just an unfortunate circumstance for Carson. I mean, he just went in there too hard, will hopped, and hit the wrong guy. And, I mean, it just couldn't work out better. Maybe he'll, like he said in his Twitter post, he might be moving to Mexico City to hide from Ricky at this point.
Yeah, awfully quick change of tune for Carson for sure. BR.
This isn't really relevant, but why does he need to wait to get back to the United States to do that? Why?
I don't think he wants to get brought up on I don't think he wants to get brought up on assault charges in a foreign country. I think is the reason.
Right now, that might not be a good idea, but that's a different story for a different podcast.
Yeah, I was about to say I think I'd rather deal with Mexico than a certain 3-letter organization right now, but that's for a different day. But it was very unfortunate. I understand why Stenhouse was upset, but I don't know.
Where were you running, dude? Like,
yeah, like, Cam also said this, when Hocevar was a lap down, and the first reaction was he wasn't. Like, yeah, I don't know why this needs to result into fighting, especially one that he probably will lose. But
I don't know. You sucker punched Kyle Busch and got away with it.
Kyle Busch ain't 6'6".
Yeah,
Kyle Busch is a big dude, isn't he? Like he's not.
He ain't 6'6". He might be 6'1", but he ain't 6'6".
Yeah, Kyle Busch is 6'1". Yeah.
Yeah, that's 5 inches. The difference between him and Carson Hocevar is the same between Kyle Busch and being 5'8".
So yeah, I it feels like an overreaction from Stenhouse. He'll be fine.
Yeah, anything to add?
I mean, like, it's an intermediate style track, so Hocevar might be really fast next week, but like above that, like just wreck him. Just hit him one time, get your piece in, and we can let this topic go. Because like the thing is, you can't yap forever. Like, you can't sit there and just say this every week and then not do anything. Like, clean him out.
He don't have that Kroger money backing him anymore, Cam. That's what it is.
I
He's
mean,
missing all
that's
that
the
Kroger
thing.
money.
That's the thing. You say that, but like those little teams love the publicity of their driver swinging on somebody. So nah, it's cool. Just clean them out one good time. Clean them out in Chicago. Do whatever you got to do, but like stop yapping about it if you're not going to do anything about it. But no,
The Sunny D Punch Cam brought to you by Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, but like Hocevar, Hocevar wheel hopped in a bad place and wrecked somebody who was already mad at him. We've seen that a million times in racing. But like Stenhouse, like I mean, yeah, like you said, maybe he didn't want to do that shit in Mexico, but his head was already inside his car. Just go ahead and swing. Like,
Choke him, whatever. Like,
really, like it's just he seems like he just wants to be mad, but then won't do anything.
Sounded like a dad scalding his child, kind of. I would know, having kids, but like, what are you doing? Like, come on.
And also, Hocevar still got his helmet on in there. You're putting yourself in a bad situation. Like, if Hocevar decided he's had enough of you, you can't really defend yourself.
Like you said, Cam, it's hard to imagine that Ricky and Carson will be close to each other at all next week, but we'll see.
I want the irony of them qualifying together. That's what I want, where they have to ride on the truck around the track. That's the irony I want, where they qualify near each other. I doubt that's going to happen because it's Ricky Stenhouse. Let's talk about it. But,
I mean, Pocono's a weird track, but like considering the speeds the 77s had on that style of track and how much the 47 will be slow as piss, maybe he'll just wreck him being a lap down. That'd be hilarious. He just happens, he's going by him to lap him and he just sends him.
We're going to Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano again,
Yeah. Like,
oh.
That's rough. Well, none of us are really expecting anything much to come of this, but we'll see. I'll save that for next. Cam and BR, I've been informed that you guys have joined the group of what the fuck is wrong with Tyler Reddick.
I've been on this train. Like, I think I might have been the first one to say that. Either way, yeah. What is wrong with Tyler Reddick?
Fucking, he finished 20th at a road course,
and he never threatened.
Never was close.
It's not like he was there and he wasn't. He was in 20th all day.
Yep.
Even Herbst got up to the top 10 at some point.
He was in like P7 at one point on speed.
Yeah, but Bubba finished top 12 on a road course. So
is hell freezing over, BR?
Changeable conditions.
Yeah, like it's not like the cars are awful. I don't know what's going on there. Like
Legacy Motor Club was running top 15.
Yeah, it's
shout out to John Hunter Nemechek, just out of nowhere, fucking P6 today.
Eric Jones was top 15 also, I thought, or close.
17th, he was close.
Close enough.
Yeah, but no, it's really bad, and I gotta assume it's kind of like, how Chase Elliott back a while ago, like there was just like a period of where he just had no confidence in himself. Not to be a psychologist, but let me be a psychologist. I wonder if that's what's going on here.
I think this is karma for naming his kid Rook or Rookie, whatever the shit it was.
Rookie, yeah.
Yeah, this is karma. You can't name your kid that.
I don't know. Unless he's paying too much. I mean, I'm kind of with BR too on that. I think it has to be some sort of mental block at this point, right? Like, the car was in the championship 4. We had had high expectations coming into the year that you were going to probably see Tyler Reddick at least win 1 or 2 races by this point, and he's just not. Like,
and no disrespect to Bubba Wallace, but like he's just outrunning him every week, and I don't think there's very many people on earth that think Tyler Reddick's not more talented than him.
Reddick's high finish this year is a P2 at the Daytona 500 and a P3 at COTA.
And even at Coda, he didn't really feel like he was up there. Don't get me wrong, but like
He led 34 laps at Vegas, finished 24th. Led 42 laps at Darlington, finished 4th. I feel like Darlington, he was quick.
he was quick, but it's also if Tyler Reddick's not fast at Darlington, you go, what is happening right here?
Texas 21st, Charlotte 26th, Nashville 9th, Michigan 13th, and then 20th this week. His average finish is 14.5.
I guess in fairness at Charlotte, he was fast. He just he sped and then wrecked. Or almost wrecked, whatever that was. Remember when he looked like he wiped out into the wall, but then didn't?
Face planted the wall, yeah. In front of William Byron.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I almost wrecked the leader. Yep, yep. That is right.
It looked like he got straight daled, but then he just kept going. I didn't know what. I still don't know what happened there.
No idea.
But yeah, I think that if Reddick's not competitive at the street race, we have everybody else is going to be we're early. I think we're early on catching this trend. If he's not,
I think it won't really become that big of a deal because he's 3,000 points to the good on the cut line. But if people start winning races that aren't locked in and he starts being on the bubble, then people are really going to start talking about
it. I doubt it gets to that point but yeah, I mean,
we got some wild card races coming.
That's what I was going to say though. Realistically, let's talk about it because we've got Atlanta, I know, and then we've got the street race and Daytona. So I mean,
so for the rest of the year we have Pocono, Georgia, Atlanta, Chicago, Sonoma, Dover, Brickyard, Iowa, Glen, Richmond, Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's possible. I don't know that it will happen, but I mean, there's some races in there easily that, Allmendinger could probably sneak in and grab a road course if his car stays under him. But how many of those people that are above the cut line are going to be those new winners too? That's something you have to keep in mind because you would think maybe Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman are going to grab a win. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the people with 0 wins. We already touched on Allmendinger. McDowell is a threat on most road courses. Ryan Preece, the way he's running, when you start talking
really
about
good, yeah,
and you start talking about that type of track, who knows? Chris Buescher doesn't have a win; he could win it at any time.
Yep.
Alex Bowman could win it any time. Bubba Wallace could win it any time. Chase Briscoe.
Listen, Brad hasn't been particularly impressive this year, but he's had speed every now and then. He could win.
Problem is we're running out of intermediate tracks, but Carson Hocevar feels like he can win anytime now.
Yeah, as long as fire engine doesn't go boom.
Apparently, Ty Gibbs is gonna. Not that it's that surprising because of his skill set, but 3 road courses left after what we just saw.
No, seriously, yeah.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of opportunity for this to become a bubble battle with Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott.
That would be hellacious. I would die. Just gonna crawl under a rock at that point of the season if Chase hasn't won and we're battling.
How many winners have we had? 9, 10 to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 2 of them. So we would still need 4 new winners, but it's not impossible
with the races left. The wild cards: Atlanta, Chicago, Sonoma, Glen, Daytona. We have 5.
And I wouldn't put it past someone like Ryan Preece winning at Richmond, or Indianapolis is it's one of those big tracks that could be a Hocevar or a Bubba Wallace type of day, maybe.
Absolutely, I would 100% agree. Okay, so Chris, we just pitched the idea of you being in hell with Tyler Reddick at the cutoff Daytona race, but let's try to lift our moods again.
Woo!
We had a great fucking day in Mexico, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to see finally. Got to toot our own horns after the couple weeks we've been having.
You finished 3rd. Yep. I finished 4th. Vibes are good. Vibes are good. Absolutely. Hopefully we can go pick up a win here shortly. Because I don't want to be in that. I won't be in the bubble battle if we don't win. So it's gotta happen.
Well, in fairness though, to create that bubble battle, the 48 might need to win.
Well, true, but I'm saying if everybody wins and we don't, we're not even in the bubble.
I know. I'm just saying, in order to create 4 new winners, we might need the 48 to win. That's my point.
Hopefully, Chris, we both get wins. It won't be a big deal.
That's all we need.
Hopefully, it won't be a big deal. Okay. All right. The $100 million question that everybody is asking, and I think the answer is going to be pretty unanimous. Good word. Thank you, Chris. Do we return to Mexico in 2026? Chris.
Yeah, why not? But like Cam mentioned earlier, shorten the race. I don't want 100 laps. I feel like it probably wasn't statistically the longest road course race, but I feel like that's one of the longest ones I've watched in recent history. I mean, I enjoyed the tempers flaring because you could see people were getting frustrated late. I mean, the battles were nice. It wasn't a bad race. I mean, if we're going to add road courses, I want something that's going to put on a decent show. It's just I don't think I want 100 laps because holy hell.
BR.
Yeah, like Cam and Chris said, shorten it like 20, 25 laps. But yeah, definitely return next year. It was a pretty big hit.
Cam?
Yeah, I mean, shorten it, obviously. They got lucky, honestly, that went green for so long at the end. I saw Gluck talking about that it was in the middle of the race. It was tracking to be like the length of a Coke 600. But yeah, no, it needs to be shorter. But I mean, if the alternative to this is a second Richmond day, yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, I would largely agree. Yep, like I'm not particularly moved one way or the other. It was a solid race.
Yeah.
I could go with or without it, but if you make me pick, like Cam said, another Richmond date or this, I'll take this. Absolutely.
And also, we can't be a sport that's bleeding ratings and bleeding fans, and then go to a place where the fans there were extremely enthusiastic and trying to expand the reach, and then shudder and not want to be there. It's like either you want to grow the sport or you don't.
I'll tell you, if anything, and this could all, I have not seen anything official about this, right? But I've seen a rumor that if NASCAR doesn't return, it's because they fronted the whole bill this time. They fronted everything. There was no help, supposedly. Now, like I said, I've not seen anything like official wise released about that, but it would be a business decision because reportedly it was like close to $50 or $60 million that they fronted to come down there.
I mean, I don't know. Did y'all see the mobs around Todd Gilliland?
Yeah.
like he was just walking down the causeway and those fans were mobbing him like he was like Jay-Z. That was insane.
I didn't see that, but that is hilarious to think about. All right, weekly awards, fellas. Driver of the week. I'll go first. Listen, SVG whooped ass. We could easily make this a unanimous award, but I don't want to give him a unanimous award for something we expected him to do. So my driver of the week is I'm going to give it to Ty Gibbs. I was really, really impressed that he finally put together a really good day. Was I think clearly the second best car all day. Just didn't quite have the gas at the end, and by gas I mean just the juice. So yeah, I'll go with Ty Gibbs as my driver of the week. Christopher.
I kind of had the same thought process. We could have really easily went with SVG, but I didn't want to give it to him because everybody could have. But I actually went with Michael McDowell. P5, yeah, that was my thought too. Don't feel bad. P5 got stage points in both stages. I mean, it's not been a great season. I think some people had higher expectations. Not me, obviously.
Not us. Not us.
Some people, I think, did for that car just because Michael is a veteran driver. But, yeah, it was a good race for him, so I'm going to give it to him.
BR.
I'm going to go with Christopher Bell. He started, P30, 34th, 30-something?
31st, yep.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Ty Gibbs, in my opinion, Bell by the end was actually the second best car, by a pretty wide margin. It wasn't being highlighted because the belt to ass SVG was putting on everyone. But from second to everyone else, he was putting belt to ass as well at the end. So yeah, I was really impressed with Christopher Bell. So for that reason, I'll give it to him.
Cam?
I was gonna give it to Bell too, but I'll shout out Cole Custer, P8 baby.
Ugh.
So much blood in this top 10 this week.
He didn't finish that, but also shout out to Ty Dillon for randomly being P6 for like 70% of the race. That was
No,
so,
seriously, right. He was
that was
not
so-
giving up that spot.
that was so random.
And he finished P33, right where we all expected Ty Dillon to that finish.
I realized Gibbs finished that low at the end, but I guess he did fall off in the end of that run.
All right. Terrorist of the week, Christopher.
I went with Eric Jones because holy hell, like dude just comes off that corner straight up doors Blaney. Like there's nothing. Like I have the video here.
You have the video and you didn't put it in the script. Oh Jesus.
Good work.
Yeah, I booted him because he didn't put it in the script. Hopefully that'll teach him. Yeah, Eric Jones, what a guy. BR, who's your terrorist of the week while we wait for Chris?
It'll be. That's a good question. Not really terrorist of the week because I understand why he did it, but shout out to Taylor Gray for making a business decision in Xfinity because he could have very easily passed Suarez, but he knew he was fucked if he did that.
He was not making it out of there live.
No, he was about to, he knew he was going to end up on the live week. So yeah, I guess I'll say him for terrorist of the week, although it's not really terrorist of the week. It just amused me.
Listen, we'll take it. Cam.
Oh, I'll give it to Brian Wilson, Austin Cindric crew chief, because like why did they do that? Like it worked for a minute, but like his car was fast, like very fast, and he decided we're gonna get track position the hard way. We're just gonna stay out on slicks forever, and like it worked for a while. But if they just would have followed everyone on strategy, they probably would have finished top 10.
My terrorist of the week is going to go to Carson Hocevar, not for the Ricky Stenhouse spin, but because he probably had NASCAR officials knocking on his door twice on Monday morning. One for the tweet that he since apologized for, and another, since I've been informed, Hocevar possibly leaked the Chicagoland return. Cam, do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I threw it in the chat because
I was trying to.
Anonymous
sources, but you know,
that's good. No, that's good. No, but he he was on Twitch and he was like he was doing iRacing and I think he was on Chicagoland or some build of it, and he was like, I'm gonna love this to come back next year when it does, and no one really picked it up. Really, like I saw some people talking on Twitter, but I mean, I hope so. Like, I think Chris and I are the only ones that even know about that business. But that thing,
I have watched one Chicagoland race.
That thing was box office when in the old car.
Yep.
That thing was box office with the 550 package. And it with this car, that might be the best racetrack on the schedule. Like it's gonna have a chance to prove itself to be.
It's gonna fight with Kansas.
That'd be a good fight, though.
Or Charlotte, to be honest.
Or Charlotte,
or
Charlotte
right now, but
yeah, I gave it to Carson.
But no, ditching the street race for Chicagoland would be the best NASCAR decision I've seen in a decade.
Which means they won't do it.
Probably
they'll keep the street race, add the Chicagoland, and get rid of like
Mexico
City. Yeah, we're gonna have two races in Chicago.
They're probably gonna be forced into making a good decision though, because like I think the reason why it's gonna happen is because I don't think the city of Chicago wants that race anymore, and
like, yeah, three's enough. Yeah,
they're gonna be forced to do it, and we're all gonna be happy about it. Hopefully.
All righty, friends. It is time for our DraftKings Sportsbook segment, the official sportsbook of Short Pit. we got some odds for Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, one of my favorite tracks. Your favorite, just out of the gate, is Denny Hamlin at plus a 450. Isn't there some weird stat about drivers missing a week and then coming back and winning? Did I read that on Twitter somewhere?
I couldn't tell you, but it's Denny Hamlin at Pocono, so I'm surprised the odds
Yep.
are even that long.
That's what I was going to say too. So it's Denny Hamlin at Pocono. That's
But we got
crazy.
props. We got props. First things first. A Ford versus a Ford. Chris Buescher versus Joey Logano.
I'm going Buescher.
I'm going Buescher.
Yeah.
Logano's been more consistent this year, so I'm gonna say Logano, but I don't think either one are particularly impressive at Pocono, at least recently.
I guess I'll do Logano to even it up.
All right, at Pocono, I should have pulled this up after we were done with Mexico City stats. Driver averages at Pocono since 2022. Chris Buescher has an average finish of 19.3. Joey Logano 20 even.
Yeah.
Joey Logano has one top 5. Chris Buescher has not even any top 10s. We might have made a mistake.
Yeah, this is not a Roush track, and it never has been.
No.
His highest finish is 11th since 2022. That was last year. So, yep, not great. Not a great start for us, Chris, but time to rebound. Christopher Bell versus Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, that's easy.
Right now.
Yeah.
Bell, and it's pretty comfortable.
Reddick bit me last week too, so yeah, not going with that one again.
But believe it or not, Tyler Reddick has the best average finish since 2022 here.
I believe it. I've seen it. It's just he sucks right now for some reason.
He hasn't finished below top 10, and his lowest finish is 6th last year. So, rock solid. Hopefully you can figure it out. BR, did you say Seabell as well?
Yeah.
All right, we got Dennis versus William Byron.
I didn't need to hear the rest.
Yeah.
Nope.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
William Byron hasn't finished below the top 20. He technically has a better average finish than Denny, but
no disrespect to William, but yeah.
Yeah. No.
But what's killing Denny's average finish is that disqualification in 22.
Yeah.
I was about to say, did that happen in that year? And yes, it did. So I'll take Denny as well. But Byron is plus money if you wanted to throw a little something down and just see what happens. But next up is Ross Chastain versus Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs
Yeah.
says that this is one of those tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Gibbs
here.
And Ross Chastain's horrible here.
Yeah.
Just got off 2x.
Did Ty Gibbs win a pole here, or did he get close and got pipped?
Oh, he won the pole here last year, and then he blew
How
up.
did he win a pole here?
He won the pole last year, and then he blew up. Remember the forbidden chocolate milk?
It was literally pouring it out. But yeah, I was like, he definitely won a pole here.
BR, did you say Gibbs as well?
Yeah, I guess.
Ross can't avoid Rex here. So last and not least, there is a reason that Christopher teased this. It is Chase Elliott versus Ryan Blaney.
I mean, Ryan Blaney's the reigning winner here.
Yeah.
I mean,
while that is true, Chase Elliott has not finished below top 10 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the track he's good at, but I'm going to stick
I'm
with
rolling with my guys a homer this week.
I mean, I'm not rolling with my guys who won this race twice in his career, but I mean, with all the speed they've shown intermediate tracks this year, I can't imagine they'll be slow. So,
BR?
I'm gonna take Chase Elliott. Yeah.
Interesting. The others, I feel like you kind of have a good pick there. Some could argue with Denny and William, but I'm not because of Denny.
I mean, outside of Kansas, though, I mean, when has the 9 really looked good on an intermediate track all year?
I'll split the vote. I'll take Blaney, but
I'm not even making this from a Ryan Blaney perspective. I'm just saying, in general, it's hard. You almost have to throw out trends with the 9 right now.
Yeah.
I'll take the 12, but you could twist my arm enough, I'll go the other way. Ryan Blaney plus 700, Chase Elliott is plus 1,200.
I thought you meant like against Elliott. Blaney was
No,
so
no,
good.
no,
And
no,
I was like,
just the
what
average.
fuck?
Just the average lines. Yeah.
Like, who knows if it'll happen? But everybody go put $10 down immediately.
I can't bet in the state of Georgia.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're in hell.
I'll bet 20 and then we can split. It's fine.
All right.
Of course I don't mean that.
It was just, it would be funny.
Yeah. It's just all for the lulz. Haha.
That's right.
Pocono, Chris, it's coming up. What are you looking for?
Pit strategy, clean air is going to be king. I mean, we had last year 8 lead changes among 8 different drivers, and 6 out of those 8 led more than 10 laps. So, I mean, it's going to be a strategy race, I feel like, unless just something happens and it's magically a big caution fest. But stats would say it's probably going to be a pit race. So that's what I'm expecting.
Cam?
I'm expecting to down an energy drink before it so I don't fall asleep. But
I'm a nap
after,
and
after that, I mean, it's one of those racetracks where generally the good cars win here. You don't really see surprise winners at Pocono very much unless it rains. But also at the same time, like, it's such an engine racetrack, and for some reason Toyota has seemed to figure that out here, even though they're in theory the 3rd best engine. Because the Gibbs cars are always qualifying well here for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, it's always one of the races of all time. It's just, I'm just happy that my driver doesn't suck here, because other than that, it would just be extremely boring.
Weather in Pocono is clear for this weekend as of now. It is the Northeast, so give it a minute. But it does check out so far. So shouldn't be any rain. Should be a whole lot of fun. BR, anything to add?
Cam stole my line. It'll be one of the races of all time.
I like this. Maybe it's just because I like racing it on heat so much that I have kind of a love towards it. I really do enjoy running that track in the video game, but yeah, it's also maybe just because I think my boy has a shot to win.
He did last year. Yeah, he's the one Blaney
second
passed.
or 3rd last year. Yeah,
Third. We always end up there. Oh yeah, Hamlin passed him. Yeah, right.
Yep. He burnt his shit up way too fast on that final restart against Blaney there. But
it doesn't help that it's kind of located in the middle of nowhere in a bunch of mountains. I don't know. I'm sure Chris recall when Chris Buescher won this race.
Yep.
Off of fog.
Yeah, off of
it wasn't
fog.
even rain. They called it for fog.
Fog. Yep. I remember that.
In the 34 car. Like, you get some weird junk that happens out there.
it is a track I do want to see in person, but maybe not until.
Oh, I've heard the atmosphere there is amazing, because in the middle
Really?
of the Poconos, you see all the mountains. Like,
Yeah,
I
I've
heard
heard
going there is amazing. On television, no.
I'm hitting the Glen next fall, and then this fall, obviously, the Bristol, New Hampshire back-to-back, which is going to fucking kill me. But if Chris doesn't kill me first. Anyways, picks. I'm taking my guy for a second week. I think this is a real shot to happen. I've been saying it since whenever we made the prediction of who was going to win first. That at the very least, he would win by Pocono. That was followed by the worst month of my life. But he's got a real shot here to get it done. I'm pulling for it, hoping for it. I got the 48 in victory lane. Give me Alex Bowman, which is plus 3,000. So solid bet. For a top 3, it's plus 800. For a top 5, it's 500. Top 10 plus 110. I consider those locks, but again, could be disaster. Chris,
You're going to be a homer, so I am this week as well. Chase has got a good top 5 finish.
but I would say this is you being a homer, but you do this every week. So.
I do this every week, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, 3rd place last week. He's got the 1 win. Even if it did come from Denny being DQ'd, he still would have had, the top 10s in the last 3 races. So, yeah, I'm gonna roll with Chase this week. I mean, the knot hasn't been fast to show me that really. So I won't be surprised if he ho-hums his way to another 15th place finish. But
we did start modeling those shirts.
That's right.
Out, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
BR.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Chase. I'm also gonna pick Chase Elliott for the same.
You're gonna agree with Chase by picking Chase.
Did I?
Yes.
Whoops, my bad.
All
Anyways,
good.
I will. But yeah, also shout out to me for hitting the layup. I first one for me last week.
No
Getting
way.
it right. So I've earned the right to take a bit of a chance. So we will take Chase Elliott.
I like it.
Cam?
Nobody look. Who has the most laps led at Pocono since 2022?
Probably Denny.
Nope.
Yeah, probably Denny.
It's not Denny.
I won't hold this for very long, but I just want to see if anyone can get it.
William Byron. I'm just gonna throw it out there. What the hell?
It's Kyle Busch, but
Kyle Busch.
I'm not picking him though.
Fucking RCR car. Yeah, right.
I'm going to pick Ty Gibbs.
Okay.
He's run well here. I just think we have gone way too long without a winner that's surprising to anyone. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Ty Gibbs. I almost went Bubba Wallace, but I've picked him like 3 times and it hasn't worked, so I'm not gonna do that to him.
All right. Chase Elliott for the race win, as I said, plus 1,200, plus 350 for a top 5 or for a top 3, excuse me, and 210 for a top 5. And Ty Gibbs plus 2,000 for a win, plus 550 for a top 3, plus 300 for a top 5, and he's obviously not plus money to get a top 10. So there you have it. 42 minutes. Did I miss anything? No, I did not.
I do want to comment though when I say Kyle Busch had the most laps led. He has Denny by 2 laps, but yet has an average finish of 29.7.
That is the most RCR Kyle Busch stat I've ever heard.
It just shows Pocono though, because there's not many laps in the race. But since 2022, there's 4 people who have 50 plus laps led: Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch. And the difference between Ryan Blaney in 4th and Kyle Busch in the lead is 10 laps. Because the track's so big, there's barely any laps. So,
well, boys, after this week, we'll be headed into Chicago, right?
Yep.
Looking forward to that. But first,
no, Atlanta's after this.
Oh,
Yeah, Atlanta was after this. I was
And
like,
it's Pocono. Or not Pocono, Chicago, sorry.
Atlanta's after this. Okay, Saturday night action.
Yeah,
so long as
there's still 2 weeks before the first week in July, which is when Chicago is.
Is next week the first race of this in-season championship thing?
Yes, this is the last season race. This is also the last prime race.
Yep.
Although it'll probably be almost identical on TNT.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying it'll be back on television.
don't hate that at all. So yeah, we'll come back and we'll get you ready for Atlanta. Chris, in the meantime, what is coming out this week? God damn it.
We don't get to know what comes out.
You guys will never find out if or when he'll be releasing his power rankings. Surely Chase Elliott won't be like number 2 on it. Christopher?
Yeah, my little connector's shit. So we're gonna.
I set you up and everything, and you bailed on me. What do you got to come this week?
Power rankings probably Thursday, maybe Friday morning, depending on how the week goes, and then our picks piece later on as well this week. That should be about it.
Awesome. Yep. Look out for our picks this week. I'd love to write another article, but what the fuck am I going to write about? I got nothing for you.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand. That's why I do power rankings.
I'm like, do I want to just do my power rankings and show up Chris? Like,
go.
No, I'm good on that. I've thought about like doing our DraftKings segment as an article as well. Like maybe do a separate one for the props, different odd bets that we like.
Could work.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. It's definitely not coming this week. That's for fuck sure. BR, Cam, anything nice to say to the people at home before we head into the Tricky Triangle?
No, try not to sleep. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Get your caffeine ready. That's the message. Thank you all for watching once again. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And yeah, enjoy your weekend.